Hello, everyone. Life is so beautiful. And you know what makes life really beautiful? That you're in it, that you're in this life, and that we're in this life, and we're all in this life together. And that's what really makes life so beautiful. Because knowing that you exist and knowing that you're on the planet and that you are in this place of consciousness and awareness and love, and really knowing that our planet can be so amazing because all of us are dreaming it into possibility is truly the most beautiful and amazing thing. So I just want to welcome everyone to 30 Days Strong. I'm Shaman Durek. If this is your first time on or joining us, welcome. We love you. We thank you. We honor you, and we appreciate you. How's everyone's moon water doing? So good. I got like energy buzzing through my body all day long. I'm super lit, and I'm super excited that you're here. And just so you know, we are on day 8 of 30 Days Strong. And for those of you who are coming in to 30 Days Strong, I'll just explain to you what 30 Days Strong is. So, one of the biggest things that bring me the greatest joy in life is to be able to serve, right? Like, if I think about everything that I own and everything that I have, none of that really matters to me other than the fact that the greatest gift that God has ever given me is the ability to serve and to support people and to love them into their greatness and to see their greatness so that we get to like hold hands and walk into the darkness and shine our light and literally transform every single part of not just this world, but the galaxy, the universe, you name it. I mean, this is this one place that we're here to bring the light, but it goes further than this. And so being able to live a life of substance and being able to live a life where we're operating from the consciousness of being a being of this great love and this great propensity to bring that love to our brothers and sisters at this opportune time of the cosmic shift that is happening with the blackout, really giving people an opportunity to refine themselves and to define themselves and proclaim themselves as new and reborn into the new paradigm is so big, so huge. I mean, it's literally pop rock's gigantic giant, okay? And literally, that's what we are. We're walking giants in this amazing vessel, right? Because the size of our body isn't really what we look like. Our light is so big, it would take up the whole entire planet. So we're actually these big, big beams of light and energy and consciousness in this body, right? So it's really cool to be this atomic lit being on the planet and just be this lit rocker who's operating in the consciousness of I love you consciousness, and I want to see you happy consciousness, and I want you to be prosperous consciousness, and I want you to be healthy consciousness, and I want you to have everything your heart desires consciousness, because by you being happy and by you having everything you desire and by you being fulfilled, you are fulfilling the plants, the animals, the waters, the mountains, the rivers, the lakes, the trees. You're fulfilling the butterflies and the horses and the snakes and the reptiles and every single living organism and all of life, and not even just life, but you're also fulfilling the outer universe and galaxy and so much more that we haven't even seen yet, right? Until our awareness expands to these other realities that exist beyond realities and more realities. And so knowing that truth and knowing that every day you get to choose to wake up and make a decision that you are an ambassador of love, you are ambassador of love, and that you have come here to be an ambassador of love. That means you have come here to bring the message of love from creation, from source, from God, to the planet, to the animals, to nature, to the people. How lucky is that? So when I say like my greatest gift from God is my ability to serve, it's not my gifts and my powers as a shaman and and the fact that I can buy a car or have a home or do all these types of things. No, that's not my greatest gift from God. That's not where the blessing lies. The blessing lies in the ability to serve and the ability to change life and the ability to manipulate with love consciousness in a way that supports all of us as an all-inclusive experience, right? Because in truth, that's what we're doing. In shamanism, we always say we're energy manipulators, right? And so if there's an energy that's a distorted energy, it is our responsibility as a being and as an ambassador of love to literally manipulate that energy by holding our grounds. Now, we don't manipulate energy by force, and we don't manipulate energy by just going in and manipulating. We manipulate energy by holding our space and holding space for others. And then through that becomes the transmutation, transfiguration, and transformation that takes place by us just locking in with love, right? Lock in with love. That's it. Like, all you have to do is literally just stop, drop, and love. Like when you were a kid and they'll tell you like stop, drop, and roll. And I talked about this once on a podcast. It's stop, drop, and roll. It's just stop, drop into love. That's it. Stop, drop into love. Someone's having a moment, stop, drop into love. Someone's getting angry and upset, stop, drop into love. The power of that understanding, instead of like the fire drill, right? So we have this fire drill. The fire drill is the lit drill, right? And the lit drill is 1, 2, 3, stop, drop, and love. Okay? And I mean stop, drop, meaning lock in, anchor in, and ground in, and love. And so this is really important, because when you stop, drop, and love, you are really anchoring yourself in. So what you're doing is you're stopping whatever it is, your thoughts, your judgments, your ideas of what you think something is. You're letting that go completely, right? And literally, when you do that, you're coming into a place of acceptance and compassion, and you're doing exactly what the angels and what God does and what all the beings of light do, which is just to love you gracefully all the time, every time, and no matter what you do, no matter what choices you make, and just hold that space of love for you until you're ready to step into it, right? And so that's really what God does, and that's really what angels do, and that's what spirits do, and that's what nature does, and that's what they're all doing, and they're just waiting for us to show up. They're like, okay, we're going to love you regardless if you're cutting us down. We're going to love you if you're polluting the air. Like, even like Mother Earth, Gaia, right? It's like, we're going to love you even though you're polluting and pillaging and doing all these things to, that's hurting me. I'm still going to love you. I'm just going to stop, drop, and love and hold that space for you, and know that one day you will wake up and you will come in to this space and get all the love on, right? Like, get loved on, right? And that's what God is doing. God's like, I'm not here to tell you like, excuse me. I'm not here to tell you that, you're bad or you're wrong or you're a sinner or you should go to hell or any of that. Like, no, God makes you make all those decisions yourself. Like, anyone who goes to the underworld, it's not because God threw you to the underworld. It's because you actually looked at what you did and you weren't ready to go into the light and let it go. So you just walk right over into the darkness because it's like your safe zone to hide out and deal with unfinished business. But there's no like punishment or judgment or any of that stuff, because the whole consciousness of creation is to hold space for you and just love you, regardless of how you choose to present yourself. Like, there's times where people will yell at me and call me names and be like the most disgusting, foul things you could imagine someone could say to me. Like, they'll say it. And I just look at them and I'm just like, and I just hold that space, right? And just drop into love. And there's times like when my girlfriend will get upset about something because she's triggered, and she'll just like yell or get upset. And that's okay, because all I do, instead of like battle it or fight it, which is what we've been taught to do, which creates more chaos and more drama and more pain and more suffering and more ripples of discord, I just literally stand there and hold space. And I stop, drop into love. And I'm just like, wow, I can just hold this space for you and love you and ask you, what do you need from me right now to support you and love you? Without making it like a right or wrong thing, without making it like a you did this and I did that. It's just like, let me just hold this space for you so that way we can move to a place. And if a friend has a problem with me, I'm like, let me just hold this space for you. How can I show up for you the best right now? Well, you hurt me and da-da-da. I immediately say sorry, because it's never my intention. It's not like I'm sitting in my room going, I can't wait to hurt them. Right? No. And a lot of times people don't realize that. They don't realize that you're not sitting there plotting to hurt them. Sometimes people are getting hurt by people just because people are not at that awareness that their choices and their actions are actually causing a cause and effect that actually hurts the person, because they don't know what hurts you. They don't know what has caused you hurt in the past. They just don't know. That's why I love this beautiful scripture that Jesus says is, forgive them for they know not what they do. And that's the same with us. It's like, yes, we have made a mockery of this planet. We have. I mean, come on now. I mean, we put so much emphasis on Cardi B and, you know, and Kim Kardashian and everyone else. And they're great people, and it's beautiful the things that they're doing, and they make us laugh and all this stuff. But at the same time, like, we need to put our energy on the scientists and the doctors and the nurses and the people who are out there, the explorers, the artists, the skateboarders, the people who are creatively stepping into new ways of looking at life, the healers, the teachers, you know, the yoga instructors, the shamans, anyone who is bringing forth the amplification of consciousness in that way. We should be putting our energy towards that. But again, we live on a planet that is not logical, right? I mean, it's not logical. It's not logical, right? And if anyone does tell you it's logical, just be like, okay, I'm going to stop and drop in love for you right now until you figure out this planet isn't really logical. But forgive them for they know not what they do. I'll never forget that as a child, hearing that, and then also hearing love greater than I. And I thought to myself, Jesus loved so much, always dropped into love, held that space. Even when people would put him on a cross, they just held that space. Why can't I do that? I can do that. I can hold that space. So why don't I make my life a life that is focused? Excuse me. Let me drink some of my moon water. Because, you know, I get lit. I got to drink that moon water. Why don't I make my life a life focused on holding that truth of you can do greater than I. If Jesus could go and love people even if they're hurting them and so forth, and spitting in their face and all this stuff, you know, even one time I was speaking in Turkey, and I was in this huge assembly, and the press was there and the cameras were there and all this stuff. And in the middle of the press was like, can you lead us through a shamanic demonstration so we can see what kind of powers you have? Because, you know, in Turkey, they always like to, like, you know, put me to the test to see, like, okay, well, what is these powers he has, you know? So I'm doing this whole room, and everyone's like shaking and going through this experience. And this guy sitting there, and he's like, look what he's doing to you. He serves the devil. Get it? Like, why are you listening to him? And he gets up and he's like yelling and da-da-da-da. And anyway, at the end of the thing, I saw him and I wanted to give him a hug, and he pushed me against the wall and said, don't ever touch me. You're evil. And I said, it's okay. I love you. And whenever you decide to come out of this belief system or whatever it is that you're seeing of me, my arms will be open wide, like huge for you, and love you unconditionally. And literally, that is what we have to do. And we have to live in this way. So stop, drop, and love is like, realize, forgive them for they know not what they do. We must remove our judgment from how people have done things and start focusing on how we can support life, how we can introduce life and love into them, right? So to get to that place of stopping and dropping love, one of the biggest things that I find with people, they're not grounded. And not only are they grounded, I mean, people do these grounding exercises where they're like, okay, I'm going to like visualize this cord coming out of the back of my spine and going into the earth and all this kind of stuff, which is like, you know, great. It's a lot for me to do if I'm like in the hustle of bustle of the lifestyle around me and I'm maintaining this eye of the storm, like serene consciousness and like wanting to stay in that space when the tornado is moving around me like top speed, right? And so for me, I know that the greatest grounding source on our planet are the trees. And like mother trees are holding space for all the other trees so that they can heal and grow and become even greater and bring a bigger root system into the earth so that we can survive, right? Because the trees put the air, release the gas fumes that create the clouds, and the clouds take the water, and the water comes to earth and, you know, and brings nourishment to the earth. And we grow crops and vegetables, and we can eat, and the animals can eat. And it's so beautiful, this wonderful connection, right? This ecosystem of ours is so lit and so powerful. It's like, like I can't even touch it. I'm just like bowing down to it every day. It's like, wow, I can't, you know, like, but I can. So the thing is that when we are grounded, we are able to truly stop, drop into love and stay in that place. And look, I'm not going to say like I'm the expert of dropping into love, because there's times where I get triggered, right? And we all going to get triggered. So any spiritual person you come across in life who tells you that they have it all figured out and it's all Zen, really, it's not true. Maybe they're not willing to look at it, but we all can grow from each other. I have friends who come in like say, hey, Derek, I need to check you right now. And they do it from a place of love. from a place of empowerment and a place of, I know you can go better. I know you can go bigger. I know you can expand more. How can we expand your heart, your love, your energy even more? And so for me, like, don't put me up on this pedestal, because it's not about that in the spiritual things. Hierarchy doesn't exist in the spiritual world. It exists in the physical world as an opportunity for contracts and negotiations. But it's not in the spiritual world. Hierarchy doesn't exist. And so when we understand that, we realize that, like, yeah, I do get triggered. You're going to get triggered. But don't worry about that. Remember, the idea is to do greater than I, right? So if we can keep that as our symbolism today, to do greater than I. So if Jesus loves unconditionally, even the person who was like stabbing him and dragging him and doing whatever, then we can do greater than that. That's pretty awesome place to be, right? For us to step into that space and go like, wow, like, we can do greater than that. Like, okay, so I want to do greater than that. I choose to do greater than that. And that is who I choose to proclaim myself to be. And so now stepping into that place, right, is really operating and stepping into allowing that love to expand greater than where you think it can expand, to expand in places that you didn't even think it could expand, right? Because opening that energy up to really be an ambassador of love is the key element for true success on this planet, which is everything your heart desires. It'll come to be when you step into a greater source of love and service, right? And what is that service? I mean, showing up for love, showing up for love. That's it. And holding space for those who haven't showed up or gotten into love, and hold that beautiful space for them to come into. And you can only do that when you're grounded. And the best way to ground, right, is to connect to the mother tree. Best ever. Why? Because the mother tree holds space for all the trees and for all of us. And that is a sacred energy. So what I want you to do is to hold space for the mother tree. I want you to just take your hand here on your heart and also cover your navel with your left hand, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to focus on the trees. That's all you have to do, is focus on the tree. And you say out loud, take me to the mother tree. Now, the reason why you say take me is because your spirit knows where the mother trees are, okay? You want to pull out a Google map, and if there's an app that teaches you where the mother trees are, fantastic. But let's, for the sake of knowing that you're in some country and some place in the world you don't know where a mother tree is, don't worry about it. Just ask by covering your navel, which holds the magnetic energy field, and hold your heart and say, take me to the mother tree. And then what you're going to do is you're going to breathe, and you're going to wait until your body feels a sensation, or a sensation where you feel like you're rocking a little bit, or there's like a movement in you, like you're swaying a little bit. And then what you do when you do that, what that means is that you've connected into the mother tree. You'll feel almost like a high feeling, or like you're getting a little inebriated, like you're just like, oh, that's how you know that you're connecting into the mother tree. The mother tree runs a lot of energy. It can be very intoxicating in a beautiful way. Okay. Like drinking the nectar juice of life, right? Now what you want to say is, ground me into the mother tree's roots, or ground me into the mother tree. You can say either of those things. And you just wait, and you'll feel yourself literally becoming heavier in your body. And then you say it again, ground me even deeper with the mother tree. And like literally, you're grounded. You'll feel it immediately. It's that fast. Yeah, it's really fast. And and then another thing that I like to do as a shaman is to say, and keep me grounded into the mother tree all day long until I go to sleep and re-ground in the morning. So that way you don't have to keep checking in if you're grounded. I mean, that's so new age and so backwards. Like, I have to keep checking in if I'm connected. Like, what? Like, no, your source is always connected, but you have to make sure that you say the time you want to be connected. And that's it. And now I'm fully grounded, and I feel really good in my body. Like, I feel like here, and the mother tree is sending energy to me. And this is also a really good way for you to connect with feeling safe and connected and here and present, because the trees have so much wisdom. And if you read the Spirit Hacking book, I do a section about the trees. The trees have so much wisdom. And it's so powerful for us to be grounded because we become the eye of the storm. And what I mean by that is if you've ever seen a tornado, okay, in the center of that tornado, moon water to the rescue. In the center of that tornado, there is an eye where whoever's in the center isn't affected by what's going around. And that's where I know you can be. And that's why it's important to ground into the mother tree so that you're in that eye. So no matter what chaos and no matter what debris and no matter what is flying around you, if the kids are screaming, if people are talking too loud, if there's a horn on a car or a fire engine is going by or whatever it is, you're just in the center of that luminant, beautiful peace, which we all are a part of and which we all shall go back for and stay there, because that is Spirit's way of holding space for us to get to the center so that we're not caught up in the Maya and all of the disturbances of energy. It's the center circle. It's the place of true spiritual autonomy. It is the place of true coming home, to be the eye of the storm. So today's word is eye of the storm. Again, today's word is eye of the storm. Oh, yes. Woo! It brings me great pleasure to be able to share these shamanic tips and teachings with you so that you can be the most powerful giant on the planet, sharing love with everyone. Woo, 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 woo. Being the ambassador of love. Woo, 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 woo. So good, so lovely, so beautiful, and I'm so excited. And for those of you who didn't check out my post on Instagram, please go to my Instagram account at Shaman Dirk. I'm doing a $250 giveaway. I would give more, but we have more giveaways to give, so I have to stretch out the money to make it, and you can use it to pay your bills, you know, a utility bill. Maybe you just need something extra to make you feel good. You know, all you have to do is have a spirit hacking book and send it to the information on Instagram, and we will choose the person who gets it. And please only enter into it if you have financial struggles, not people who are like flowing abundantly and with prosperity. Only if you have financial struggles. For me, you know, nothing belongs to me, and everything is borrowed. And so it would be unfair for me to hold on to extra and not give it away to support people and to love them and to give them. We have more giveaways to support you through the coronavirus blackout time. And you know, the most important thing is share the teachings of the blackout in the Spirit Hacking book. If you like the things that you're hearing and you're new to the tribe, please come to Ancient Wisdom today and get lit and get lifted and get shifted. You know, the information and the amazing teachers that come on and the shares that we're sharing, the beautiful shares from the tribal members who bring on stories and poems and songs and everything is absolutely all enthralling and so life-giving. I mean, you're talking like drinking the nectar of life right into your body and being fulfilled. So I welcome you to that as well. I love you so much. There's amazing meditations on Ancient Wisdom Today podcast. There's ones for healing and all that, and it's free. It's free, 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 free. And I want you to remember that. And when I say free, it's not like free. It means like love giving. It means that I love you so much. I want you to have what you need to make it through this time. Thriving and alive, that's what it's about. And for those of you who laugh and go like, I'm dead, like get rid of that word and be like, I'm alive. Switch it up. I'm alive. I'm so alive. I'm so alive. I'm so alive. You know, you get it? Because people are like, oh my God, I'm so dead. No, you're not dead. You're alive. So let's switch the words. Words are powerful. You know, we have an amazing workshop coming up with Den Meditation for how to use your words properly to be able to access power on a greater level. If you can afford that for $35, come in and be a part of that. I love you so much. I've got some amazing things coming down the pipeline for you that is to support you and love you. Oh, life is so wonderful. Let's take a moment for the wonderfulness of life. Okay, let's take a little moment. Let's take a deep breath and exhale. Let's take another deep breath. And exhale. I just thought it would be so amazing that if we took a breath. Oh, my girlfriend's online. The princess is here. That's hilarious. It would be so funny if we literally had a moment where everyone just took a breath on the planet and just awed it out. Just take another deep breath. And woo! Yes, I love you. Thank you. You're the best. We're all the best. We're all amazing. We're all so beautiful. We're all so powerful. And I'm so happy. And I love you so much. Mwah, 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 mwah.